Okay, so in this section we're going to talk about transformations of the plane. A transformation is really just a function, so t is a function which is going to take one copy of the plane, R2, to another copy of the plane, R2, and in doing so it's going to change our coordinate system from maybe UV coordinates to an XY coordinates, and generally XY coordinates are the coordinates that we're familiar with. Okay, so this t here, this is a function. And remember, the definition of a function is that for every input, every point uv in the uv plane, the function will output a point xy in the xy plane. Okay, so if you need to, review your definition of a function at this point. But t is a function. All right, so let's draw a little picture of what's going on here. So let's start in the range space, the image space, the xy plane, because this is usually where we're going to be working to start with. So let's suppose that we've got some region in this space which is maybe not the nicest region. It's got a weird shape to it, some weird geometry, but otherwise it's perfectly fine. And we want to apply a transformation to this, or the way it's written now, we want to find a transformation from a different domain, a different copy of the plane, UV. So our transformation t is going to be going this way. It's going to be taking points in the UV plane and mapping them to points in the XY plane. But maybe in the UV plane, the region of all the points that gets mapped to the red points over here, so this is our domain R in the XY plane, maybe the region where all those points get sent from in the UV plane, we'll call it S. Maybe this is just a really nice shape, has nice geometry, something that we understand very well, like maybe a circle or a disc, or maybe it's a square or a rectangle. Okay? And so the idea is that if we can pull back our region R back along T, okay, so remember every point that comes from this space here, so call this UV, T sends that over to some other point over here, T of UV in the XY plane. So if we can find a region of all the points that get mapped to R, and that region's much nicer in the S domain, then it's going to make integration easier for us. And one of the criteria for being able to do this, to find such a function, is that our function has to be invertible. And we're not going to get too deep into the criteria for exactly what it means to be invertible. We will come up with some criteria a little bit later on in the section. But this is going to be required for us. Okay? So on this side, our domain R is equal to t of S, the image of S under our transformation t. And likewise, though, our region S on this side is the inverse image of the region R that maybe we're given. Okay? So this is just a sketch of what a transformation is going to do for us. Our real goal here is that we're going to want to transform an integral. So say we're given an integral over a region R in the xy plane, but that region R is not nice for some reason. What we're going to want to do is find a transformation for which the integral over t inverse of R, that's S, remember, of f of t of uv times dA is equal to the integral that we were given, but for which the new space, so the new domain, is much nicer. Okay? And so as we move forward, so in the next few lectures, we're going to do some examples, and we're going to see that the key thing that we have to think about here is that the area, dA, this dA area element, is not necessarily measured the same way in both of our spaces. Okay? We just did an example, and we'll do another example in the next set of lecture notes, where we just did an example by drawing a picture, but we'll actually compute this in the next video. Of how to actually transform the region. The next question you probably have is, well, how do you transform the function, right? Because everything has to be transformed here. The function, the area element, and the region that you integrate over. And the transformation of the function is really straightforward as long as you can write down a formula for it. And so in this scenario, when we've got our function t, our transformation, that's going from the UV plane to the XY plane, then actually what we can do is we can break up our function, our t, our output function, into two separate functions. So x is going to equal x of uv, and y is going to equal y of uv. And if we go back to our picture from before, that's exactly what's happening over here. The function has to map the u coordinate and the v coordinate both to the x and the y coordinates over here. Okay, and so we can write our function down like this. And so this is just a kind of vague introduction with a couple of pictures. We'll do some very concrete examples in the next few videos.